It's Orator back with another video, another bunga. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm gonna make this just an audio clip. I don't know when I'll be back on the air in person. However, I just kind of want to let you guys know what's been up. Okay, I don't know if my phone saved the previous recording that I had over there because it died on me, so I'm not quite sure if it saved it, but I was going in. I was going in, y'all. Like, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I won't lie to you. You know, I'm kind of experiencing some things, and I'm kind of picking up that other people are experiencing similar situations, and I just kind of wanted to share something, a moment of transparency, and also discuss some things that, people may face, when you're dealing with life and people that you meet and, circumstances and whatnot. You come across some things that will teach you and that can ultimately help someone else. And that's really what I'm here to do. Y'all know this channel is about uplifting, inspiring, motivating, and cultivating growth and expansion. We're a forward movement centered channel. So the name Centered Healing, for those newcomers, for my returning subscribers, maybe I haven't shared this with you all, but let me just share it right now. Centered Healing came about when I discovered that, healing is powerful. What? Healing is powerful. This is why they try to keep you traumatized and desensitized and just, distracted and away from your healing. Your healing is your power. You can magnetize the life that you want to live when you heal and you know yourself, right? And centering is what I consider the mechanism of, when you're in the moment, when you're in the thick of it, right? You center your thoughts, you center your emotions, and that in and of itself, that practice becomes sort of automated, and it can produce new responses, new neurological responses versus, reacting. You kind of can center yourself. Okay, I need a moment to center. And you can, from there, change the trajectory of your healing journey. And so that is where centered healing came from. And orator is, if you look that word up, it's kind of just the speaking. I want to use my voice, and this is another reason why I'm not really coming on here to just show my face. And, I used to really come on here, but my presence can be a little distracting. I don't want people to get caught up in what I'm doing, what I'm wearing, or how my hair look, or whatever, how pretty. God, thank you guys so much for the compliments, but I don't want to get, people caught up in more so what I'm looking like versus the words that are coming out of my mouth, because it can really change your life if you take it in and you kind of apply it to your life. Wow. So without further ado, I want to jump right into what I had shared on the other device that I'm using to kind of create these kind of content that I'm not 100% sure that it's saved. So I'm just going to start from the top. I use the analogy of, people who invite you into their life in a romantic way, and they know that they're not prepared to have company because of so much that they have going on. They have so many loose ends. They have so much drama and chaos, and they're still entangled with other people. They invite you into their life in a romantic way and sort of ignite or try to ignite, love. And love is kind of like a godly thing, right? God is love. Love is, God, infinite. And these people will invite you into their chaos thinking that love can flourish there. God is not going to dwell in a place where it's filthy. God doesn't dwell in a filthy temple. And that's synonymous to someone inviting you into chaos or a situation where they have too much going on emotionally to even be able to focus on nurturing a healthy relationship with you. And to invite, or excuse me, to expect a godly vibration like love. Love is like the highest of high, right? It's the highest of high. Love conquers all. Amor vincit omnia. That's what I have on my rib, guys. And that means love conquers all, right? Love conquers all. It's such a powerful vibration to move in with the counters. It just, everything looks nice. They made their bed. It just doesn't look like there's a crumb anywhere. The AC is nice and cool. They kind of set the place up to welcome me, to make me feel like I'm expected to be here, you know? And that goes a long way. And I'm not talking about the physical space of someone inviting you into their home. Nah. I'm talking about the emotional temple, your home, where you live, where your mind, your soul, your spirit resides. That is your home. You can't run from that. Your home, obviously, your apartment, your house is an exterior, I should say, an extension of what is actually taking place inside. And so, say if someone invites me over and they say, "Oh, don't worry, you know, please forgive me, like, I'm going through something," or whatever the case may be. And you're like, "Yeah, I understand. Sometimes when you're going through things, you're being really understanding, and you're like, we we kind of shared some things with one another before we even got to this place, and I know where this person is coming from. I know the turmoil that they're dealing with." And you're a little like skeptical because you're seeing what you're seeing. You're like, "Whoa, this is a mess." But you're a little understanding because you're like, okay, sometimes life does get out of hand. Sometimes people do need a hand up. But boy, to see that turn around and somehow, be used against you, that you were so understanding that you overlooked the mess that was in your face, and you didn't run out into Front Street and say, hey, 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 guys, yo, this guy's dirty, this guy got roaches, this guy has fucking laundry all over the place, he's this filthy bastard. No, you kind of covered that person in their thinking that this is kind of like a one-time thing. This person is kind of just going through it, and you kind of just, you understood that based on the things that we talked about, I can have some context, I can have some compassion, I can show you some grace, right? Come to find out, you told this person that, dang, like, your car is like, you got crumbs all in the car, and you notice that, like, the car has a little odor from the smoothie you spilled, and you haven't gotten around to cleaning it up, and it's starting to mold. I don't know, I'm just saying, right? Let's just say that you told the person that you got to get a detail cleaner. You've been looking for a good detailer, and you're like, oh man, I got to find a good detailer that's reasonable, that can come to me while I'm at work, and do my car, so, whatever. And they go out and tell the whole world that, yo, this girl's car is so freaking filthy, man. I don't know why girls keep their car so filthy. God damn, like, I can't even, like, put my food down in there because it's so filthy. And it's like, yo, ain't this the same person that you overlooked, that they have just a mattress laying on the floor? No box spring, no nothing. No bed sheets, no nothing. They invited you over and you're just like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna just try to see if I could find a clean spot on this couch. It's alright. They want to invite you into their bedroom to watch a movie and just overlook the fact that they're living, like, in squalor, right? That's the kind of audacity that I'm talking about, that a lot of people in this day and age have, and it is so freaking, it's so prevalent. It's like they're ready to pick the speck out of your eye, but avoid the beam sticking out of their own. Having a detailer come and clean your car, it costs like maybe $40. It's nothing, right? Maybe having somebody come to clean your house is maybe $100, whatever, right? But the point is, this person hasn't even gotten a chance or the opportunity to see that your house is swept and clean. Your temple, your mind state, your emotional and your spiritual mind state has been prepared for someone who is deserving, who's worthy. And they fail to look at it from that standpoint, because what they're looking at, just the appearance of how you got here. Like, they're looking at the exterior stuff, and they didn't pardon you. They didn't even give you the same grace that you gave them. Nah, they didn't share the same grace. In fact, they went and talked so much shit behind your back to make you seem like you're this filthy person. But everybody that is welcome to your house comes over to your house and they see, oh, this person has a nice ass house. I can't find a fingerprint anywhere. It's so clean. You know what I mean? Like, your house is like, it's comfy, it's cozy. Motherfuckers want to stay over the night. You know what I mean? Like, you have friends that want to come by and spend the night. You're like, Like, that's how clean and swept your house is, and they know that. They could tell that because just the way that you carry yourself. You know what I mean? It's just that, for the simple fact that, life throws you some things. Maybe you didn't have time to clean your car, whatever the case may be. I'm using these as examples, as illustrations, to demonstrate how sometimes you could be in a temporary situation and how people can utilize that and talk crap about you. Meanwhile, their whole living situation is fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, their whole the way they're living is in shambles. But they got the nerve to talk about how you show up, in what you're riding in, what you're temporarily going, riding in the moment. You're riding through a storm or whatever the case may be, and temporarily at that. And something that you're actively working on getting, fixed, sorted, right? They can actually take that and run with it, but they will forget that you came in and walked in on them having to excuse atrocities that would turn anybody nose up. You know what I mean? If you weren't humble. But because you're humble and you're considerate and compassionate, these motherfuckers take advantage. Boy, may I tell you, it's the audacity for me. It's the audacity for me. Yeah. Like, you're just looking around like, what are we doing? What is this? What is this? You know? You kind of could peep game on how they like, they slick comment on your car and I wouldn't, they'll say some slick shit and it's just like, not you talking, Mr. Roachy Roach, not you talking. You know what I mean? Like, they just don't think that you've peeped though. They thought that because, you know, you were humble or you you said, oh, I'm gonna just use the restroom, and then you just sit down politely because you're just like, oh, I don't want to make this person feel shame, but because it could very well be temporary, right? But you realize that no, they sit in that shit. They literally sit in that type of lifestyle. They sit in that. That's what fuels them. They don't have an agenda set to get a shipment for a box spring, or to get a house cleaner to come by and kind of fix up their place, or to take their clothes and put it in a dry cleaner or something, or clean it it'll laundromat or what have you. You know what I mean? Like, there's no provision for the mess that they're so-called supposed to be, cleaning up, to be having guests over and shit. You mean to tell me, like, these are the types of conditions you feel comfortable inviting people into, like, that's just the norm. And then you find out it is the norm for them, and you're like, wait, whoa. It couldn't be the person that is talking crap about the minor things, that's seeing you, actually getting shit done, getting stuff accomplished, that's literally looking at you like you're beneath them. It couldn't be. You're just thinking to yourself, no, it couldn't be the same person. In fact, it is. This person is delusional as fuck, is what that is. I just had to touch on that for a moment, because you really, really question, like, why people are like that. Why are they like that, where they feel like they're in a position to even judge when they're not looking at their circumstances and seeing that their shit is all over the place. That's that lack of self-awareness. And this is why I feel like centering yourself and healing, you can be able to take none of that shit personal. Once you realize that, man, I'm centered and I'm healing, I'm healed, like, you realize that, okay, this person was never on my level to begin with. Never on my level. And that's not something I'm going to beat myself up over. I just had to see it. You know what I mean? Sometimes we give people the benefit of the doubt, and we tend to kind of lean more on the compassionate side, especially us women, that we neglect to honor the judgments. Like, you have judgment and you have compassion, because you can show someone compassion and still be centered in judging them. Like, okay, this is something that's not okay. Let's see if this changes. You could still make that judgment, that executive ruling in your mind that, man, I'm noticing this, and not just passing it off as an excuse because at one point in your life when you were going through a depressive moment, maybe your house was all over the place and you kind of started reflecting on that and you said, well, I've been there. No, 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 no. Because the lesson that we're all going to keep having to learn the hard way, my empaths, my chosen ones, my beautiful subscribers, one of the lessons is we're going to have to learn and over again, which I pray it doesn't take too much heartache to learn this lesson. And this is what I'm going to hit it home, and I'm just going to get out of here. I'm going to hit the home run and get on out of here. You got to stop thinking that people are like you. You got to stop thinking that because you have a certain heart, or that you have a certain spirit, or you have a certain mindset, that is universal. That shit's rare. When you know thyself, you realize, you learn just how rare you are. Like, my friend, you're so freaking rare. How many chosen ones meet chosen ones in real life and have like connections with them? It's so hard. You rarely hear about chosen ones meeting real chosen ones because we're like sprinkled like the little salt of the earth. If we were so common, like this whole entire planet would be saturated with salt. But we give that flavor that's just right. And a lot of people, they are attracted to that anointing, to that flavor, to that salt, that they want some of that, but they don't know how to acquire it. So they'll try to demean you in order to subvert your power, to subvert your ability to really be, who you say you are, who you know yourself to be. You know what I mean? Like, you're not a drama-filled person. You're not a filthy person. You're not out here just living reckless. You make wise, sound decisions. But somehow they want to flip the script and spin the narrative. And the craziest thing about these types of people are they'll go spread the news and tell anybody that's willing to listen things that they know aren't true after they done spin the narrative in a way that makes you look like a loser, or look like, you know what I mean, something that you're not. You just got to be careful. And I know that's why most of us are so protective over our energy, because we understand and overstand how some people tend to come in and just ruin the momentum, ruin the vibration, because they can't meet us where we are. And in order for us to even continue to interact past a certain period of time, somebody's going to have to lower the vibration, and that person would be the person in the higher vibration, which would be you, chosen one. So what I'm saying is, you have to take a minute to think, man, is this worth it? Is this person even trying to raise their vibration? Are they trying to be better? Are they trying to actually, are they trying to understand themselves in a deeper level? Like, if that's not the priority in their mind, if they're not trying to heal themselves, if they're not trying to, like, let's go back to the analogy of clean up their house. If they're not trying to clean up their place, their temple, it's going to be a lost cause. You're going to end up losing. And I don't want to see that happen for any one of you, because I know what it's like. Sometimes it hurts more realizing that you went against your own intuition, your own internal guidance, against the person being in your life for a certain period of time or a certain purpose, than you actually missing the person and whatever memories y'all had during whatever time frame that was. Sometimes it hurts more to know that you saw the signs and it was overlooked by you. Sometimes that hurts a lot more. And I know that feeling all too well. Why? Because sometimes we give people the benefit of the doubt way too often without having substantial merit behind that. Has that person really shown me that that's just a one-time thing? You know what I mean? Like, and you gotta really pace yourself, because we like to, sort of ascribe our qualities to people without them having to really show us that that's who they are. And so that's how we get tricked a lot of times, because we think that, oh, people have the heart like me. People, that I meet think like me. You kind of sort of assume that, and that can be to your detriment. And so I just want to put y'all up on game about that. Be wise, be careful. Harmless as a dove, wise as a serpent, you guys. That's something that you guys need to keep in the back of your mind. There are spiritual entities out here that want to delay you, hold you back, break your spirit, and none of that stuff is going to prosper. No weapons formed against us shall prosper, and every tongue that rises itself against us shall be condemned. But in the meantime, you got to use your discernment and, trust your judgment. Trust your judgment. When you're judging a situation, you're not judging it because you're a nasty person. You know within yourself you're not a nasty person. But when you see some shit, acknowledge it for what it is and take off those rosy-colored glasses. You know what I mean? Like, take off those rosy-colored glasses and and accept things for what they are, so that you don't have to learn the hard way. Well, that's time. This is Orchard Produce signing out, guys. I'll be back with another clip if y'all's willing. I want to see you guys back here. If you like this video, if you learned something, if you're going through this situation, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Become a part of the family. I would love to see you guys again. I have not yet created a routine schedule when I'll be doing these uploads, but to get notified, click that notification bell once you've subscribed so you can be alerted as to when I post, so we can have more of these conversations and continue to grow as a family. I love you guys so much. Please take care. Until next time. Bye for now.